Solar is mounted on the front of this unit. We've run the wire down the side here by the AC. We've used our tape to cover up the cable. It's coming along here. Then what we've done is we're in between the plate and where the hitch will actually go. And then we're running all the way along this plate. We come out over on this other side here. And we just ran the wire through here, all the way back where the Phantom's going to be located at the battery box. We're here at the back curb side of the trailer. If you had decided to mount your solar at the back corner, this is actually a reason why some people don't. As you see, it's going to be shaded when it's at the dock. But if you did decide to put the solar in this location, you can come down, this is a utility trailer, so you can actually come down the corner post with your solar wire and come out here and then just run it along the ribs to get to that same Liftgate battery box or where we put the Phantom. So that's another option for the solar installation. For solar panel installation, first step is going to use some isopropyl alcohol and clean down any surface area where we're going to put the solar panels. The solar panels are going to have a peel and stick on the back of them, so just peel off the cover of the adhesive and make sure you know exactly where you want to put the panels, because it's very hard to pull them back up after you've pushed them down. When you lay them down, we just apply some force either with our hands, or you could use even like a paint roller and roll over top of the panel to make sure we get good adhesion to the surface of the roof. And then after that, you're going to want to put some perimeter tape that's going to come in the kit as well around all of the panels. But keep in mind, when you're putting the panels down, we like to leave 1 inch gap between each panel, just so when they're heating and cooling, we can allow for expansion. So here you can see us adhering the perimeter tape around the panel. And then finally, here's the installation. This is actually one we did at the front of the unit where you can see the completed solution with all the perimeter tape on there. Note that we kept it back from the front of the trailer, so we didn't get any of the soot from the exhaust of the refrigeration unit at the front of the trailer. The aux wire charging goes to the 7-way. And we're connected to the aux power pin, which is the center, and one up to one of these pins over here. We'll show that in a diagram. And that we run the exact same wire routing that we did for the solar, where we're going in between the plate, the hitch plate, and then just running through all the ribs here, going up to the Phantom location at the battery box. So that's the aux wire charging cable going to the 7-way. You could alternatively, because this has a reefer on it, you could run this charge wire to the reefer and use the refrigeration unit's alternator to charge the Phantom as well as your aux charging. So another option for you. So this is us connecting the aux charging wire that has voltage sense and the full charge lines on it. It goes this way. Okay, now we're connected. So now the tractor can charge the liftgate the liftgate or the electric pallet jack that's in the back of the trailer. And if we wanted to, we could also wire it so the reefer was the one that actually did the charging instead of the 7-way. inside the trailer here. Again, the back curb side, or passenger side of the trailer. This here is the charging cable for the pallet jack, electric pallet jack. What we did here is we came and we've run down the corner post, but inside we ended up drilling a hole in the bottom corner. There actually already was one here to have some other wiring that was in the unit. That wire is coming out underneath. You can see we're running that. That's our charge line for the electric pallet jack. And again, that just follows all the ribs all the way back to the battery box where we have the Phantom. On the crown pallet jacks, to get to the batteries are right under here. You just take off this big screw and then this whole thing will just pull off. I just want to show you where I would make the connections for the small Anderson connector. If you don't want to use, you can always plug in and charge using basically the Anderson connection that's already in the crown jack. The kit will come with the adapter to charge using this spot right here. But if you don't want to use that, we have a smaller Anderson connector, which looks about like that. It's actually the same Anderson connection, the smaller one. It's called an SB50. That's on the wall ready to connect. And in the pallet jack here, what we're going to be doing is just with our ring terminals, we're going to be connecting to the 2 points at the positive and negative. So this here is the negative on the crown jack, and this here is the positive. And that's going to be 24 volt, and that's where we're going to connect our ring terminals. This is what the small Anderson, the SB50 connection looks like on top of the pallet jack. It's ready to be connected to the connection on the wall. That's what it looks like once everything's all put back together. Here's where the pallet jack charging wire is coming up through the floor into the back of the trailer. Just giving a little extra with some strain release on there. It comes all the way down to the small Anderson, and then we have the adapter on this setup so it can plug into this guy. So basically this unplugs and you connect into that connection. This goes straight to the battery. This is our pallet jack charging kit connected to the pallet jack. So just the SB150 connector coming off the wall, connects right into the pallet jack. And then this would be plugged back in when they want to move the pallet jack. All right. Got my clamp on amp meter. Just want to kind of go through how, after we've done and installed the Phantom, how you should check to just make sure everything's working for you. So step one, I'm going to check that the solar is working. So I'm going to make connections to the MC4 connectors. So it actually is labeled solar panel on it. So we have the MC4s connected. Now I'm going to connect one of the batteries so I can just check operation of that battery. So this one is connected. I'm going to go on to the positive. Make sure your meter is set to DC for current. And if we see current flow on there, we know that's working. I see current flow on here, so I know that's working. Now I'm going to check the second battery bank. So I'm actually going to take off the first one and connect to the pallet jack. Then same thing, I'm going to check for current. Don't be shocked if you see half the amount of current because it's a 24 volt battery, so you're going to get half the current to it. I have current there. So there we go, I've kind of confirmed solar is charging and it can charge battery 1 or battery 2. Now I'm going to leave, I might as well just leave the pallet jack connected. I'm going to remove one of the solar connections. So there's no solar coming in anymore. Now I'm going to connect the aux charging cable. So this could be power coming from a reefer or from, more likely from the 7-way if you've wired it up to the 7-way connector to the tractor. I'll connect there. Same thing, I want to check and see I have good current coming through. Obviously you need the tractor running to get current to come from it. The tractor's running, we got current coming back. Okay, we're in good shape. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put on battery 2, or sorry, battery 1, which is to the Liftgate batteries. Same thing, we'll connect the meter. Sometimes it takes a second too, so keep in mind you're not going to instantly see power. Sometimes you might have to wait a minute. Okay, we have current going in here. Okay, so we can confirm we got power coming back from the aux charging, which in this case is connected to the 7-way from the tractor trailer. So that's it. Now I'm going to make all connections and make my solar connection. And now we know the unit's working. One tip is I always have the battery connected before I have my charging source connected. So it needs the battery connected first, whether it's battery 1 or battery 2, and then you connect the charging source. And that's it. That's how you test the system, make sure it's working.